All right, here he is, Peter Franklin, the Gabby Cabby. Is that Peter online? Andrew, are you using the computer, or is it just not working in here? Because I forgot. My screen's blank here. I don't get it. Good morning, Peter Franklin. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Live from the streets of New York, where we don't have any beaches.
What were the waves? Was it rough because of this tropical storm?
I think it's the dumbest thing de Blasio's ever done. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
Closed the beaches.
It just destroyed. Well, basically Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, what's today? Wednesday. They're still closed today. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Because remember, it's not only the fact that people weren't able to go swimming, and I guess there's a safety element in that, although I don't know how much Big Brother should intrude into your swimming trunks, but all the businesses that were involved in it.
Yeah.
It must have literally cost millions of dollars that went down the ocean. So
can I ask you, what was the? I didn't pay much attention. We had beautiful weather this past weekend. What was the weather like? Was it just rainy all weekend long, so nobody would have been to the beach anyway?
Beautiful, gorgeous.
Yeah, like here.
I mean this. I'm not being a wise guy about it. It was absolutely the sun was out. Relative humidity was kind of low.
Yeah.
It just was perfect day for going. And his contention was the fact that there were terrible undertows, which were caused by the thing that happened in Florida. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost as crazy as the thing with the taxi cab, which I think we discussed, where now taxi drivers don't have to speak English.
Yeah,
the guy's gone really loony-toony.
I was trying to think of a nickname for him. It's like Blowhardzio.
Yeah, well, that's cute. I like it.
Yeah, that doesn't match. That's not good.
Yeah, you won't be on his next campaign team.
Why are the Hispanics so angry in New York City? What's going on?
Well, because, remember, there's a lot of people here who hate Cuba for a lot of very personal reasons, whether it was grandpa in jail or they lost their property or what have you. Along comes El Presidente, I'm talking about ours, and says everything is fine, and then let's all kiss and make up, but gets nothing out of the Castro brothers, like sort of, maybe we'll open up airline traffic if you let a few people out of the clink. So you got all the fat cats who are running out to the airport, getting on, I think it's JetBlue, to go to Cuba and have a wonderful fiesta all the time. In the meantime, every day there's still people coming out of Cuba in boats, to try to make it to the Florida shore for, America.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. I've been feeling crazy this morning. Are you feeling crazy this morning?
I'm kind of feeling a little crazy. Yeah, I feel that way.
I mean, all he had to say was, okay, how about letting out a couple of hundred political prisoners or something or other?
What are your thoughts on this Anthony Weiner going back at it again?
The guy, there's something wrong with him.
Oh, there is, clearly,
It's gone to a point which is a mental problem. But the thing that I keep pointing out, and nobody seems to really care about, is that her father and mother, I'm talking about Uma, her father and mother are very active in the Muslim Brotherhood. They're terrorists.
Yeah.
And here you have that kind of connection.
Well, they'll say though that I actually heard an interview just the other day with a Muslim who's an expert on terrorism, an expert on the faith, and also the Muslim Brotherhood. And what he says, and this is a Republican, by the way. This person leans. I might have heard it on the Glenn Beck show. And what he said is that the Muslim Brotherhood means so many different things to so many different people around the world, and there are extreme versions of the Muslim Brotherhood, but there are also those that are very productive and do good things for the Muslim community. And he defended her. And as I said, this was on Glenn Beck. He tend to lean Republican, but he does not call this support of terrorists.
Yeah, well, but it's listed as a terrorist organization by the State Department itself.
That is true.
So anyway, but I mean, look, that in itself is not the biggest deal in the world, and yet I find it very strange that everybody is concentrating on his
he keeps dropping
emotional
his pants.
There's something. I think there's a much more serious problem with her being in the position of power that she's in.
All right, okay, I'll buy that. How about the Assembly passing the measure that if someone is sexually assaulting an unconscious person, that it comes with a mandatory prison sentence?
Yeah, well, I mean, you shouldn't be messing around with anybody, any other boy, any other girl, or what have you.
Yeah.
In that particular situation, the one thing you can't be charged with is a moving violation. That was a poor attempt at a joke on something which isn't really funny. So
you could have used Bill Cosby. I mean, and Bill Cosby is very much against this law.
Yeah, but boy, hasn't the chickens come home to roost to him?
No doubt about it. How about medical marijuana? Marijuana is now going to be able to. They're going to be able to deliver it through the mail.
Yeah, which before you weren't able to do. As you probably know, most places, I think all, as a matter of fact, don't even accept credit cards because it's really become a big cash business. My own personal opinion about it is that unless you could really show me that it has some medical use, it's a bunch of baloney.
All right. And let me give you one more here. You have a lot here today. You are loaded up here. What about starting this week? Subway what is the story on the Subway? Subway Reads will deliver novellas, short stories, or excerpts from full-length books.
Oh, no, you can tell. Our entire library system here.
Yeah.
And for your nice listeners who can get themselves into it by getting a New York City Public Library card, you can download, just millions of books for absolutely nothing, into your iPhones and all that. Well, they've carried it one step further. They're putting Wi-Fi in the subway. Now, I don't know how good an idea that is to have somebody be talking on the phone next to you in the subway car, but it's going to be there. They've already started hitting stations like crazy. And the latest thing is you're even able to download books and articles and stories while you're on the subway train.
I think the it's almost expected that there is Wi-Fi service everywhere. We really expect it today, and we don't have people go nuts. It's like I can't get on my phone. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, but now you're going to be sitting next to some guy who's telling his entire life story to his cell phone.
Okay, that's true. All right, and Peter, do you remember the days of, this is off script here, you remember the days of streaking back in the 70s where it was
Discover card.
I'm not
thing
that old.
to streak? You don't remember that? Come on.
Yeah, of course I do.
Well, Ray Stevens has a new song out called Dear America today, and it's a very patriotic song, so if you get a chance to hear it. It's the same guy that did The Streak and Ahab the Arab and all those songs that probably aren't politically correct today. So there's that.
Yeah, but that's why it's, I think, so much more fun to be alive today than it was in those days.
You're right. And best tour in New York City, Peter will take you to places that you probably had no idea even existed in New York City. So, all right, Peter, good stuff. Thanks. We'll talk to you again next week.
You got it, baby. Bye-bye.
All right. Peter Franklin. It's Gabby.com, by the way, is the website.